Many historians have said that the Kennedys are the closest thing to royalty the United States has experienced. As such, the family is the focus of a seemingly endless amount of literature. Westminster College student Marian Fackrell often read about what she calls the public's love-hate relationship with the Kennedys, but she could not find a source of information explaining that divide. That apparent lack of information became the focus of her senior thesis.
Everyone talks about the love-hate divide, but they don't address it. They don't talk about where it came from. They don't really investigate it. They just acknowledge that it exists. So I had to use a lot of primary sources because there isn't a lot of secondary information about the love-hate divide. So I had to come up with my own idea, which was even more fun.
Fackrell says that her research was a journey, and a highlight involved talking with a member of the Kennedy family.
Both the high and low of my thesis was something incredibly unique that many don't get to do. I actually was able to meet a member of the Kennedy family and interview him, and it would happen to be Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Bobby Kennedy is my favorite. He's my hero. So being able to interview him, looking into his eyes, he had Bobby's eyes, those stunning blue eyes, and it's as close as I'll ever get to Bobby. You know, I visited his gravesite in Arlington, but standing there, I was able to grasp exactly what I was writing about, the magnetism of the Kennedys, because he made me feel like I was the only person in the room. And I say low point because I asked him about his family, and the Kennedys are notorious for being very tight-lipped. And so I was standing there thinking, your uncle was John F. Kennedy, your other uncle is Edward Kennedy. And so when I asked him about his family, he said very coldly, I never talk about my family.
Fackrell's search for resources resulted in the collection of some Kennedy memorabilia, including some old magazines and a one-of-a-kind Bobby Kennedy necklace.
I'm sure it has a really great history to it. Someone that knew him enough and cared enough to have this custom made. There's nothing like it in the world.
Fackrell's work earned an award at the Westminster College Undergraduate Research Fair. And on top of that, she feels that the entire process of putting together her thesis helped her to realize a dream.
I'm an Indiana Jones nerd, and my dream job is to be Indiana Jones. He's a professor, he's an archaeologist, and he kicks Nazi butt, which is anachronistic. I can't kick Nazi butt. But what he does is he teaches and he digs, and research is essentially digging. And that's what I've been able to do at Westminster, because it's so small and you get to teach classes, particularly in seminars. And working as Dr. Cutler's research assistant, I've had these responsibilities that I've been able to do both. And it's fun.
Regarding the notion of a public's love-hate relationship with the Kennedy family, here is Fackrell's conclusion.
The public was astounded to witness the sparkling members of this family actually fulfilling the seemingly unattainable American dream. However, when they witnessed the dark side, the public felt betrayed and misrepresented as Americans, unwilling to accept the disappointments with the triumphs, unable to fathom the moral missteps alongside political achievement, leading some citizens to ignore or justify their blunders as merely human nature, and some to condemn the family and the corrupt system that would allow their perpetual power. As Boston University historian Thomas Whalen aptly recognized, anyone can relate to the adventures and misadventures of the Kennedys. They are America's family, both good and bad.
You'll find active and engaged learning at Westminster College.